Okay, so for week 4 of fall anime season continues. Out here to review some more shows for you. There's some big ones. So like the Fujimoto Anthology actually released this week. So yeah, 8 episodes where it's like the anthology of Fujimoto, like when he started when he was 17, and it's like in chronological order. So you could see like his first printed story that he drew, and then like all the way down here. And then yeah, we don't have Goodbye Eri, but it kind of ends off with sisters. So yeah, just like a great watch. I'm actually gonna review all of the episodes here. Probably not like super in depth, but yeah, just like quickly go over the ones I liked and stuff. Other stuff, Spy Family continues, which is nice. One Punch Man continues to be hated. It's so funny how popular it is and how bad like the animation is at the same time because so many people are complaining. Chitose and the Ramune bottle, we have episode 5, but then there's gonna be a 1 month delay for the next episode. So damn, production issues. It's made by Studio Feel, and it's kind of sad because they also worked on Summer Pockets last season. But besides that, yeah, some more shows going on. My Hero and Sanda also continue, which are like pretty hype, good animation. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, for Fujimoto's anthology, Tatsuki Fujimoto, we have 17 to 26. That's like his age basically when he started. So yeah, his first published work is like this the chicken one. A couple clucking chickens were still kicking in the schoolyard. Great way to start it off, because also some rundown. I've read 2 of these stories. One is the clucking chickens one, because yeah, this is like the first thing that he wrote that like got published. And I think he won an award for it or something. And also I read Nayuta of the Prophecy. So yeah, those 2 were like I was looking forward to, and the anime did like enhance it so much. I thought this first story was like really nice as like quick short story. Got you kind of invested in the characters, and then shock twist ending as well. I was prepared for it. Also, I wasn't prepared for the sick animation. I didn't realize like they'd have some like cool fight scene here. So basically the story is that the Earth is taken over by aliens. The setup feels very uneventful because yeah, aliens are just like hanging out on Earth, but yeah, the humans got eaten, all of them. There's like some survivors, and then we see there's these like 2 surviving humans in the back of the schoolyard, and then they're wearing chicken masks because these aliens don't really like no like human features. They only look at their face, and apparently aliens don't like to eat chicken. And then there's this alien kind of like taking care of them, feeding them, so he's also like sympathetic to humans. But also like there's this transfer student that comes in. He's like a weird special needs alien, and then he also likes to eat chicken. Everyone kind of thinks he's weird, and he just transforms to school and just like attacks the chickens. So yeah, that's kind of like speed running the story development. But yeah, basically I love the ending here where he thought like, oh, the alien that's like saving them, helping them, he was the guy in the narration, but it was actually the dude in the chicken mask. He was also an alien. And then he was like hanging out with the human girl because yeah, he killed her whole like school, and then he knocked her out, and then he was like, hey, let me try living with humans, because like she kind of told him something like, oh, how would you feel if you got eaten? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. So I guess he caught feelings for the human. So there's like some insane ass like emotional developments as they're like kind of running away from these aliens. Cool fight scene as like this big alien cop shows up. Like, goddamn, these transformations for the first episode were fun. And then yeah, kind of like a sad ending where the human girl, she ran away, the aliens that helped her died. But also we see that like all the humans have died after too, like none of them survive really. And now yeah, I guess you feel like kind of sad, bittersweet at this story. But I loved it. You got the like kind of plot twist with the dude in the chicken mask also like was an alien, and yeah, you have like this crazy story from start to finish in 16 minutes. It was just like so fun. Second episode, we have Sasaki Stop the Bullet. There's this dude, and then he's like simping for his teacher. He's not really in love with her, but he just worships her as a goddess. And then yeah, the school shooter just shows up one day, and then yeah, the title's called Sasaki Stops the Bullet because he kind of yells at the school shooter. He's like, no, don't have your way with the teacher. But basically Sasaki kind of like eggs him on, and after that the school shooter shoots Sasaki, but then he catches the bullet. And then before he catches the bullet, we get like this whole backstory as well that kind of tells us that the teacher was like supporting him because he had a dream to go to the moon. And then she's like, okay, like even if the odds are like 1%, because he wants to see his dad on the moon because his dad died or he ran away. Okay, even if the odds are low, like still do it because they're not 0. That's the same with catching the bullet. He has caught it. Like he notices there's no markings on his hand, no bruises. So then at the end, it's hinted that the teacher really is a god. Or else like this whole thing is like a fever dream and he actually did get shot and his teacher like got sexually assaulted. We don't know. It's like a fun story that had closure but also was open-ended at the same time. Bro, it was just like so creative. All these stories like make you glimpse into the mind of Fujimoto, see like what he kind of values in his story. I mean, as you know, this dude loves movies, so each of these are kind of like trying to show you like the whole thing from start to finish. And also maybe there's some unexpected plot twists as well. Third episode, Love is Blind, so it's a romance focused one. It's like very short but self-contained. It's about a dude that's trying to like confess to a girl before he like graduates and moves overseas. But then the problem is like things keep getting interrupted. People need him to do stuff. It's raining outside. He's also embarrassed, but at the end of the day, he does confess to her after like some wild shit happens. So yeah, Fujimoto writing romance in his cinema. We have the fourth episode, Shikaku. This was also like pretty fun and insane if you do like some type of like unhinged kind of like crazy action girl. So basically there's this girl that's kind of neglected. She likes to like torture animals and stuff. But yeah, no one really taught her right from wrong. They just like punish and abuse her parents. They don't want to deal with her. So she takes that trauma and becomes an assassin. So she's like this young child assassin, most wanted. She doesn't really know right from wrong because everyone in her life has just like tried to punish her. No one has like tried to understand or talk to her until she meets this vampire that also like hires her to kill him. But yeah, since he's an immortal vampire, she can't kill him. So, long story short, he kind of like gets excited by her after living for 3,500 years. So he decides to form a relationship with her. He turns her into a vampire. That fun kind of like not really a romance episode, but just like the life of this misunderstood girl, Shikaku. Like there's so many parallels here of like, just like abuse and like, people trying to listen and understand you. Also after that, we have Mermaid Rhapsody. This one's also like super beautiful. I love this one a lot. Another kind of like romance focused one. So yeah, it's this dude who's like half mermaid. His mom was a mermaid, and then mermaids also like to eat humans. So yeah, having like a mermaid relationship is kind of scary, and then he's also like pretty scared of mermaids. But also there's like this underwater piano that his mom built, I think. So then he just like plays piano underwater because he can breathe underwater for a long time. And our mermaid kind of like spies on him, and then we see that he kind of like suffocates. So the mermaid saves him, and now it's like a romance story between him and the mermaid. But then like the mermaid kind of gets bloodlusted sometimes. He has to deal with that, but yeah, he teaches her piano, and then one day she hurts him by biting off part of his ear because he got attacked by a shark and it was blood in the water. But yeah, he got rescued, but basically he just stopped going to the water for a few months, and then he goes back into the water, plays the piano. The main mermaid, Shiju, kind of like apologizes to him, and then he also like meets up with all the other mermaids as well. So yeah, this dude just like rizzing up every mermaid. They kiss him to give him more air so he can play more piano underwater. And then yeah, he's just like teaching everybody piano. It's like very cute, wholesome, just like a beautiful episode here. This one episode felt like the most complete out of all of them. We also have the next one, Woke Up as a Girl Syndrome. This one was maybe my least favorite. It wasn't bad, but yeah, just like it covered some uncomfortable topics, I guess. So basically, a dude, high school boy, he wakes up as a girl. Apparently, waking up as a girl syndrome is like a real disease in this world. So then everyone in school just like kind of teases him, like makes like rape jokes at him. It was like very uncomfortable, but then his girlfriend still supports him, and his girlfriend's mother also like kind of helps him. So the main dude girl, Toshihide, he also gets conflicted because he's like forming feelings for the brother of his girlfriend, but his girlfriend also tries to assault him as well because she wants to like confirm that like he loves her. Toshihide does it, but then he feels a bit embarrassed and the brother walks in, and then the girl also just like runs away because yeah, she thinks like he loves the brother. So then basically Toshihide, he mans up. That's like the whole like kind of moral of the story. Even though he's a girl, he has to man up now. And he kind of runs after his girlfriend, and then he just like says, I love you, we'll be together. You can still have sex as a girl, as two girls, no one says you can't. The happy ending, it was a bit uncomfortable. Like I guess that was kind of like the point of it. Like it's like making fun of toxic masculinity and just like, people not being mature. And also after that we have episode 7, so Nayuta of the Prophecy. Damn, this one was fire. So I read it, it was good, and then yeah, watching it animated was like even better. So a cute kind of tragic story about like family bonds. So this dude Kenji, he has a little sister Naota, and then she has horns on her head, so she's like a devil child of prophecy. All the witches in this world, so like magic is like a real thing, they kind of like curse her, cast her aside, they want to kill her, but then the government's like protecting her because you can't just like murder an innocent girl. So Naota like killed her mom in the womb because she had like horns on her head, but then her dad and her older brother want to take care of her. Like you realize that she's a normal person, except like maybe she can't speak properly. She just speaks in like funny death doomer words, but also she has like a hard time, like she means well, she wants to like help people, take care of them, but she doesn't really know how. So like when her older brother Kenji wants to feed her, Naota also wants to feed Kenji, but then the only way she knows how to is to like slaughter animals. So stuff like that, she like does things like a bit too extreme. So yeah, Kenji just like wants to take care of her and make sure she grows up right, kind of protect her from the outside world, stuff like that. But then they do get into a lot of trouble. Everyone hates Naota, and then one day, yeah, she kills like a bunch of farm animals. Kenji gets beaten up by the farmers. He doesn't want Naruto to die. But after all of that, Naruto sees on the TV that everyone's like calling her like the devil child and shit. So she starts crashing out. She sees Kenji is injured. She goes into the middle of the city and starts like using her magical powers to levitate everything. The military is like shooting her. And then Kenji actually wakes up and stops her. He slaps her and disciplines her. She starts crying, but then like turns off her powers, lets everything go down. And then Kenshi realizes that even though I don't like understand her fully, we can still communicate. She's just a little girl. Yeah, we just gotta be a family. So yeah, it's like kind of like an interesting story because it's pretty much just Naoto's just a normal girl, except she doesn't fully know how to interact with humans and speak properly. It's up to Kenshi to teach her, but at the same time, she can still like talk and listen. She learns how to write at the end as they kind of run away and then like, try to survive together. So I love this episode a lot. Like the anime just like enhanced the way I read it. And then, Chainsaw Man fans will also like maybe love it or be sad because yeah, these characters are kind of like reoccurring spoilers. Also, after that final episode, we have Sisters. So a great way to end off. It's like a fun story about like I guess artists. It kind of has like the look back vibes of two girls just like working on some art. So yeah, the story pretty much is this girl Mitsuko, and then there's this like nude artwork that's like hung up in the middle of the school because the person that wins like the art competition, they get the artwork hung up for a whole month. And then her little sister painted her naked and it won the competition. So yeah, she kind of like hates this because she's super embarrassed. Her parents actually come in and just like take pictures of it. They're so proud, even though that's like her naked body out there. We realize that it's not like her like fully naked body. Like the sister just drew it through imagination. So she tries to like get revenge on her sister by painting her nude and then forcing her sister to like get naked, which kind of embarrasses the little sister. But at the same time, Mitsuko realizes that the sister was always looking at her. Like she respects her, worships her, follows her, maybe to like an insane amount. But basically, the little sister looked up to Mitsuko, and then the project was pretty much to draw your inspiration, I think. So yeah, that's why she drew her sister. So basically, Mitsuko realizes that she's in the wrong. She should be honored and then, set a good example for her little sister. So yeah, life goes on. They're happy. They make up. We see Mitsuko kind of like moves away to Tokyo. And then after that, the little sister actually follows her. So I guess we have a happy ending there and a, great kind of interesting story to like kind of end everything off. Like, my favorites were definitely Nayuta of the Prophecy, Mermaid Rhapsody. I like Sisters as well. And maybe Shikaku was like the top 4. And then the rest are still like really good. Like the Clucking Chickens was still like insanely good. Sasaki Stopped the Bullet. I love both of them equally, I think. And I guess Love is Blind is there. I've seen a lot of people like this one because it's just like so simple and funny. And then my least favorite was the Welcome to the Girl Syndrome. But again, they're still like really good. So a great anthology. I think like a different studio adapted each episode. And you just get like a glimpse of Fujimoto's mind as he's just like growing as an artist. And hopefully this means we get Goodbye Eri coming up as like a movie maybe. Because they did Look Back, they did this anthology, they're doing Chainsaw Man. The main 2 big ones again would be Goodbye Eri and Fire Punch. So yeah, maybe I'll see you there when those get animated. I'll definitely be reviewing them. Also, yeah, I'll go over some other shows this week really quickly. We have Sanda. We're on 6 episodes. Pretty fun show still. Sanda's still like getting a lot more powers, still growing, fighting the same old dude, and then yeah, just like we're learning more lore. We see Ono actually, so she shows up. So she wasn't actually dead, she ran away because she went through puberty, which is like a big no-no in this school. People actually like kind of sleep deprive themselves in the school to like not have their bodies grow. That's like a rule from the teacher. And also we see that Fuyumura and Ono, they actually like kind of had sex. So yeah, that was like kind of crazy. We see Sanda kind of saves them as like the headmaster kind of comes in. So he also gets like stronger when children are sleeping. So that's like another thing of Santa Claus, that he's able to like kind of get enough power to beat the principal, who's like pretty fast. And then we also see like there's this actual old lady kind of show up here as well. So she also works in a school. She also fights the principal. So we're learning a lot about like how, aging is like a big deal here. So that's going on. Sanda's getting more powers, but also like kind of conflicted as well. So I guess pretty much Ono joins the cast. Kind of just like a crazy show where anything can happen. Reminds me a bit of Undead Unluck. I guess, yeah, more school adventures while Sanda's trying not to get killed and attacked by all these teachers. We also have My Hero Academia. We're on the 6th episode, I think, of the final season. So yeah, fighting continues. It's crazy. It's also pretty dumb. I mean, there's the Talk no Jutsu this episode because yeah, basically Shigaraki is the final villain now because All For One, he kind of died. He became like a baby and then just like aged up. Bakugo blew him up basically. So that means Shigaraki's left, pretty much just like trying to destroy everything. That's his motivation. It's pretty annoying because yeah, at first he's just like an All For One puppet. Now he's kind of just like a sentient, just like murder everything type of guy. Like pretty annoying. Also, yeah, he just is super overpowered, super regeneration. Like bro, that's the worst quirk ever. So yeah, he just like cannot be damaged. Deku still tries to beat him up, punch him, but Deku's also taking a lot of damage. Also, we see Shigaraki, he can suck the one-for-all powers from Deku. He can suck the quirks. So he kind of steals the Danger Sense one, which is an important one. And then Deku realizes as like his back is against the wall, his arms are injured, he has scars all over his body. Wait, what if the one-for-all powers, like they all kind of are talking inside of him? What if he voluntarily gives them to Shigaraki and they fight him on the inside? They kind of like talk to him, talk to his consciousness because it looks like he wants to be saved. I like the Delaware smash he gave earlier, but yeah, now he kind of transfers one-for-all powers into Shigaraki. And this fight was pretty much just like flashbacks of Shigaraki, him talking inside of himself and Deku punching him. the same time. It was kind of funny, but also the story's a bit annoying at the same time. I know it's written for 14-year-olds, but bro, it feels like it's written for 5-year-olds. Like we get it. So basically, everyone's just like witnessing the fight because yeah, I guess this is the final thing left to do. I'm pretty sure isn't Dabi still alive? Like I thought like he might have been not defeated, but not. It's just Deku and Shigaraki. Also, it's a pretty good way to like get rid of One for All as well because yeah, you know, just get rid of it, get rid of both All for One and One for All. So the anime continues. It looks really good, but the story, this final boss fight, I'm not a huge fan. But I did read the manga, like I know what's coming up, and you know, it's still fun to see it animated. Like they do all the like kind of cool panels, like those are all featured. Like a lot of iconic ones, like Deku's Delaware Smash, him getting wrapped up with all like the Black Whip stuff. Also, like you know, All for One turning into a baby. Like all of those were like iconic panels that were kind of cool to see here. Also, after that, we have Spy Family. So, yeah, season 3, episode 6. Fun episode. There's this funny, like, HR meme with Lloyd kind of beefing with his director in his, like, therapy office. Everything Lloyd does is so cool and smooth, and everything the director does, people just hate him for it. So, he kind of just, like, makes trouble for Lloyd, but then Lloyd is, like, kind of taking it. And then Lloyd kind of saving the director from being arrested himself, because the director's also, like, pretty bad. It's, like, funny look at, like, Lloyd's working life here. Also, after that big thing happens, Anya's class, they go on a school trip. He's still trying to, like, become friends with Damien, but the plan is, like, failing a lot. Her mom is getting closer to the other mom. And then also, like, their bus, as they go to the museum, it gets jacked by terrorists. It's actually a big deal, bro. I think it's, like, a huge, like, actual consequential arc happening. Because these are rich kids. This is, like, a high-stakes kind of, like, terror abduction out here. Anya's out here with, like, mind control powers, so she can probably carry things before they escalate. But basically all these kids on the bus, it is kind of scary. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen as we just like kind of end off there with just like terrorists hijacking this bus with weapons. So yeah, that's it for most of the shows. My voice is dying, so I'll quickly go over some other stuff. So yeah, One Punch Man, we have episode 4, which is the hot pot scene. Have like famous funny scene. I thought like it was pretty funny in the anime, but a lot of people said it was soulless. But it sucks. It is what it is. We see Garo also doing some things. He's fighting the Ripper guy to save his boy Taro. So yeah, I mean that's cool. You know, Garo doing things, transforming. It still looks pretty bad, but you know, I guess the story goes on. After that, we have Chitose in a Ramune bottle. So a new arc here where he becomes like the fake boyfriend of the other girl because she has a stalker. So yeah, I guess he's trying to protect her, and then she's like, in exchange, you can do anything to me because I know you don't actually like me. So is this a weird dialogue? It's getting cringy now. I think each arc is gonna be hit or miss. Also, it's gonna be sad because it's a 1 month delay because I do like enjoy watching the anime even with the cringy dialogue. But yeah, that's unfortunate there. Look out for episode 6 in December. We have This Monster Wants to Eat Me. We're on 6 episodes. There's some progression. Some of the episodes have been like a bit slow with like repetitive dialogue, but it is kind of like expected for these romance shows. They have to like pad the story somehow. So yeah, they have like repetitive dialogue about you know, Hinako just like being sad and depressed. Tori just like being like uncaring and sadistic, and then Miko like telling us her backstory. Then Miko, she's actually like a fox yokai. She's evil, but you know, she wants to take care of Hinako because her family kind of prayed for her. There's like a local deity here. And then yeah, she still like gets like kind of hungry for Hinako's blood. So she actually like bites 2 of her tails off. So she kind of like weakens herself in order to like kind of be friends with Hinako and not be starving. So that goes on. Her and Shiori and Hinako are kind of just like taking care of her until yeah, I guess she'll be eaten. So you know, story continues there. You know, Hinako, she's not happy yet. She's still depressed. But I guess we'll slowly kind of like hang out with all 3 girls, and then there'll be progression there. And after that, we have Uma Musume Cinderella Gray. So yeah, we're on the 4th episode of part 2 where the Japan Cup is starting. All the racers are here. The American racers out here. Funny moment for like Ogre Cap gets bodied by Michelle My Baby. She's talking shit to her like, this is my spot in English, and Ogre's like, I don't speak English. What do I do? So yeah, the drama here is that like the foreign racers, they're more aggressive than Japanese racers. They kind of like force you out of your spot, which takes stamina. Ogre's like really tired because yeah, she's not used to long races, and she's like getting beaten up by these horses. Also at the same time, Tamama Cross, she makes her move, uses her powers, uses the electricity to go first, and then Ogre Cap, I think behind her, just like shatters some glass. Maybe she's gonna go next level. So Super Saiyan Ogre maybe, cliffhanger there. But yeah, the race continues. Very good like first episode here of the race, and I guess the next episode will like kind of show the end of the race with Ogre winning maybe. All the other girls are out there, so yeah, I mean the foreign girls are also a threat. We see a lot of people are watching, spectating, and yeah, just like a crazy race out here. It's fun. So yeah, that's it for Uma Musume, and yeah, that's it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. It was mostly just like a Tatsuki Fujimoto episode where I just like talked about the anthology really quickly. But besides that, thank you for watching. My voice is dying. I'm still sick, but I'm still reviewing anime out here. Let me know what shows you've been enjoying this season. I'll try to review more shows as the season kind of continues, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Peace.